What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome out to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this because I'm on the road to 7K and perhaps a YouTube partner. And go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights. And go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights that I post on the channel. Without further ado, let's get started my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. Now, AEW Dynamite was a solid show, but it had some good matches. That's all I gotta say. AEW Dynamite was live from Cincinnati, Ohio. It says we opened with commentary running down what's to come, including a video package highlighting the rise of Jon Moxley and the Death Riders ahead of our AEW World Championship match as Jon Moxley defends against Powerhouse Hobbs, a man who talks about taking entertained by winning the Casino Gauntlet match to earn a shot. We also get a look at the women's Casino Gauntlet tonight and the return of Kenny Omega as he faces Brian Cage, which kicks off in the ring action tonight at Maximum Carnage. We head to ringside for our opening contest as Brian Cage is accompanied by the Don Callis family on his way down the ramp. Out next is Kenny Omega. The Cincinnati crowd showing their appreciation for the best bout machine as he heads to the ring to get this highly anticipated match underway. Alright, so we get the first match. So we get Kenny Omega versus Brian Cage. This was a good match. These two went at it. Kenny Omega circles the mat as the crowd chants his name before he locks up with Brian Cage, who sends him into the corner. But Kenny Omega gets away to lay in some strikes on Brian Cage. A pair of chops barely phase the machine as Kenny Omega is sent to the ropes but managed to stay in control. He sends Brian Cage to the corner for a running shoulder attack. But Brian Cage fights back with some hard strikes to head back to the center of the ring. Kenny Omega fights back and he looks for a powerbomb, only for Brian Cage to drop him to the canvas with a back body drop. He picks Kenny Omega up for some curls before tossing Kenny Omega over, sending him to the corner intimidatingly after he has driven his shoulder into Brian Cage. Brian Cage fends him off, sending him towards the opposite corner before taking him back with a hammer throw. But Kenny Omega fights back with a boot to the face. Kenny Omega ends up sending the machine to the outside, the crowd chanting his name before engaging in a Terminator style clap, only for Lance Archer to distract him from the apron, leading to Brian Cage lyric that turns Kenny Omega head over heels. Brian Cage brings Kenny Omega to the outside, con- continuing the attack as he mocks the crowd. He sends Kenny Omega to the apron before hosting him up for a press slam onto the announcer table, and then slides into the ring, distracting the referee while Don Callis and Lance Archer start beating down on Kenny Omega. Before the Max Speeds heads to an ad commercial break. So much for limited commercial interruptions. Stand corrected as we got a shorter break. Haha. Okay, so we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Brian Cage. Yes, yeah, back from commercial break, Brian Cage has brought Kenny Omega back to the ring for a superplex before Kenny Omega rolls to the apron for a breather. Brian Cage follows closely, but Kenny Omega fights back with some right hands before the action ends up on the elevated ramp. Kenny Omega catches Brian Cage with a knee strike, but he whips to the ropes by Brian Cage, who catches him with a powerbomb, sending Kenny Omega back in the ring, covered by Brian Cage, but Kenny Omega managed to kick out. Brian Cage stays on top of things, dropping Kenny Omega back to the canvas for another near fall. The action makes its way to the corner as Kenny Omega managed to escape the gas of Brian Cage, leaping up to the top rope for a powerbomb followed by a knee strike. But it's only good for a 2 count as the machine kicks out. This is awesome chant. Justified that as Kenny Omega looks for a V trigger, but Brian Cage counters. Kenny Omega hits the ropes, ducking a clothesline to connect with a knee on Brian Cage, followed by the V trigger off the ropes. He he sets Brian Cage up on the ropes, connecting with the one wing angel to pick up the win. The winner by pinfall, Kenny Omega. This was a good match between Kenny Omega and Brian Cage. Good match between these two. The celebration is short lived as Don Callis and his family got on the attack, beating down Kenny Omega until Will Ospreay runs down for the save. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay cleared the ring, with Will Ospreay going after Kyle Fletcher with a dive to the outside. When suddenly Kanushka Takeshita makes his way down the ramp to go after Kenny Omega. The two trade strikes until Kyle Fletcher catches him by surprise with a half and half suplex. Will Ospreay is back in the ring as he goes after Kyle Fletcher, and the pair take down Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay simultaneously. The crowd lets Don Callis how they feel as Kanushka to catch the music kids with their family standing tall over Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega before leaving up the ramp to look at the damage they caused. Really good opening match considering its runtime. Dude, both guys look good here with Kenny Omega managing to overcome Brian Cage power to pick up the win. Post match, Shenanigans suggests Don Callis is far from done dealing with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Thought hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we get a video package. MVP talks about being a managing expert and the importance of getting back into the ring to fulfill the Hurt Syndicate missions of hurting people. We get some hype for upcoming AEW events before going to before going to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. All right. Back from commercial, we get another New York minute from Chris Jericho as he hypes up the big 12-minute tag team match on Collision. They run down Reddit FTR while guaranteeing that the learning tree and the Dev Riders will be on the same page. Okay, back at ringside, Ricochet makes his way out to plenty of cheers from the plenty of boos from the crowd. We get a look back at what went down 2 weeks ago as Ricochet heads to the ring. He turned those in the crowd, booing him before entering the ring. The boss only getting louder. The boo's only getting louder before he can speak. We hear chants from Who's House, Swerve's House, as Ricochet tries to quiet them down, but it's only get them going louder in response. Ricochet forced the Ricochet's efforts to quiet the crowd continue to fall before Ricochet simply says that's how it's going to be before planting the secret for a snapshot of his homework, of his handiwork. When suddenly Swerve Strickland music hits, Ricochet looks ready to deal with Swerve Strickland, but it's Prince Nana blindsiding him with a chair shot before Swerve Strickland makes his way out. He got a chair in his neck and tries to use upon entering the ring, but Ricochet escapes into the crowd as Swerve Strickland follows him. The chase ends when Ricochet nearly leaves through an exit to the outside. The crowd continually to chant for Swerve Strickland as he makes his way back to ringside. Like that segment for what it was less of a promo and more of a brief confrontation between Ricochet and Swerve Strickland. Ricochet development as a heel continues and it's a fun ride to go on. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. That was a you know what I'm saying. That was a you know what I'm saying. A good that was a cool segment right there. Video package: a day in the life of the CEO as Mercedes Moné is seen making media appearance on training in their ego to take on any challenge. To take on any challenge. Back at ringside, the Hurt Syndicate makes their way down to the ramp ahead of our next match. Mark Briscoe makes his way out next, followed closely by Private Party as the trio heads to the ring to get this trios match underway. Okay, the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Syndicate, MVP Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley versus Mark Briscoe, and AEW World Tag Team Champions Private Party Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. And um, this match right here, this was a fun tag team match to watch. Okay, all right. We start things off with the Syndicate rushing their opponents, eventually clearing the ring of everyone. But Mark Briscoe and MVP send the former Ring of Honor champion in the corner for some strikes, followed by a suplex that Mark Briscoe counters out for some strikes of his own. Mark Briscoe sends MVP down down hard for a cover, but it's only good for a 2 count. Um, Porter, MVP is sent to the ropes as Mark Briscoe continues to go after him, but MVP is able to turn it around and send him out of the ring before tagging in Bobby Lashley, who lays in a beating on Mark Briscoe before we get an assist from Shelton Benjamin as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, and MVP is back in the match, taking Mark Briscoe to task before letting the crowd know he is balling with a elbow drop for a near fall. Both men back on their feet, with Mark Briscoe fighting back and takes MVP to the mat as he looks for a tag, with Zay getting the tag as Shelton Benjamin does as well. Zay tags gets across a body on Shelton Benjamin, keeping him down before Private Party hits a double team drop kick on Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. They stand on the ropes, keeping them open for a drive from Mark Briscoe onto the floor onto Shelton Benjamin before going after Bobby Lashley and MVP. Tells Mark Quinn still in the ring as MVP gets sent out of the ring by Zay, only for Bobby Lashley to lay out laid out on Mark Quinn. Zay comes back into the ring as Sean Benjamin and Bobby Lashley take Mark Quinn out before Bobby Lashley hits a spear on Zay. They send Mark Quinn and Mark Briscoe out of the ring as Sean Benjamin talks to Zay with a super kick for the win. The winner of the match, the Hurt Syndicate, had a bit of a blast with that trios match. Hurt Syndicate continues a dominant run in AEW, and MVP look quite good for his first televised match in a while. Good stuff here. We get a look at the world title match later tonight as well as Cope talking on Pac next week on Dynamite after the former returns to AEW to kick off 2025. So we get a video package. Reddit FTR stand side by side to defend the AEW to defend AEW. So we go to commercial break. Commentary hype Swerve Strickland talking on Ricochet in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks of what we saw earlier before we head to ringside as Jeff Jarrett makes his way down to a pop from the crowd. Jeff Jarrett has a knife in hand talking about how humbling the past feels weeks have been before MJF music cuts him off, signaling the arrival for the former world champion. He heads to the ring with a mic of his own, staring down the last outlaw before the saying he has yet to learn to defend to the definition of the world humbling. Jeff Jarrett cuts him off, calling him lazy for not getting into the casino gauntlet last week, but Freeman yells at him before running down Jeff Jarrett and the crowd. He offers a real look at the last outlaw, uh, uh, emphasizing the world last because Jeff Jarrett's face is the last thing you see before in a wrestling company dies. He mocks Jeff Jarrett some more, trying to needle the former NWA World Champion with also shooting at the crowd for interrupting him. He starts to bring up Jeff Jarrett's wife before Jeff Jarrett cuts in, saying he heard this type of comment so many times before addressing how the crowd has fired him up for this last run in his attempt to become AEW World Champion. He then circles back to MJF remarks, saying he was MJF because he was MJF's perhaps even better than him. He interrupted by a a scumbag um chant before giving us a not familiar family history of MJF, running down the appearance of the former AEW World Champion in the process. We have been we have been next. I can be described as Jeff Jarrett going till for a till for attack. Okay, with MJF running table and Freeman before calling him a coward. Um, MJF responds by saying he is not scared and he didn't need anyone to make him. MJF made MJF. He talks about what has happened since he was should be thanking for so much of AEW success. Yeah, it says people have some since put his name in the mud, teasing him like nothing, he would have to put to put them all in their places. I'm sorry, but he has to wait in line for like Jeff Jarrett. Um, we do with all due respect, no one has cared about Jeff Jarrett since MJF. What really makes him mad, dude, is that he was best with on heart. He is old. Yeah, he is on a grand finale. MJF says he sees through right Jeff he sees through Jeff Jarrett, calling him a leech riding for a cartels of, of his deceased friend. Jojo is very Jojo is visibly upset by this. Something MJF tried to dig in deeper before taking a big right hand by Jeff Jarrett. He goes after MJF until his crew and some security rushed in to break break things up. MJF tries to grab Karen before being run out of the ring to the Outlaws. And that was uncalled for MJF putting his hands on Karen on Jeff Jarrett's wife, Karen. But that was a good segment between Jeff Jarrett and MJF. I really enjoyed that segment. What a back and forth between MJF and Jeff Jarrett. No one knows here, just two men having it out eventually. Looking forward to the feud. Looking forward to that feud for sure. All right, let's move on. Video package: the history between Tomohiro Ashi and Kazuchika Okada ahead of a big Continental Championship bout on Collision. Um, back at ringside, Christian Cage makes his way out for our next match before being blindsided by a hook. The referee calls for a bell and gets things going. So the bell rings. So we get Christian Cage versus Hook. This match was good. This was a good match. We start off with a bit of brawling outside the ring. Hook taking the penitentiary, the penitentiary, the part, part, pat, pat, particular to the stage before pulling him down the ramp to get back in the ring. Christian Cage tries to suggest he'll take Hook to a higher level, but a hug leads to Hook sending him up over the top with a T-bone suplex. Christian Cage is beating down some more before having the right. Embracing Mother Wayne as we go to commercial break. All right, back from commercial break. Christian Cage has taken control as he mounts up on Hook. Um, mounts up on Hook in the corner for some punches until the former FTW champion ends, sending him to the floor. Hook follows him, attacking the pet archer before looking to stomp on his hands against stomp, stomp on his hand against the steps. But Christian Cage managed to evade it. Christian Cage takes advantage, dropping him on the steps before before bringing Hood back to the ring for a false flash. Brian Cage hits a second and a third one, but Hook managed to kick out at two. Back from Hook fights back until Christian Cage evades a knee, taking him down for a one count. Christian Cage argued with the referee as Hook gets back to his feet, only to be sent to the being sent into the ropes by Christian Cage, who takes a close eye from Hook for his troubles. Christian Cage to their corner um sent to the corner as Hook continues to attack, hitting a Northern Lights suplex with a bridge for a near fall. Hook fights out of a kill switch attempt, connecting with a Patrick 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 arc. Hook has Red Drum lock in, but Christian Cage develops himself on the top as the ref counting before drops him to drops him cover to break the hold. Christian Cage fights back and forth. This sends Hook into the ring post with the impact forcing him down to the floor. Shibata has arrived. 10 10 0 10 what's that? It says Shibata has arrived to even the odds, but it's hit with a kill switch by Christian Cage, who brings Hook back into the ring for a kill switch, only for Hook to counter into the red drum. We 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 bring him back. We bring him into the ring. into the middle of the ring. But but it's just as it looks like a cage. It's about to wrap our it's about to top out. We see Kip Sabian run to the break. Um, it's up. Yeah, it's up. The referee calls for the bell. Okay, that was that. Don't get me wrong. That match was good, but you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. The particular the particular continues to beat down on Hook after the match, tasting the possibility of Taz having to step into the ring. But instead, we get the return of Samoa Joe. Okay, our champions rush in to clearing the ring until the Partry leaves the ring to escape. Is is wrath. Good match for what I was between Hook and Christian Cage, but the red drum of Samoa Joe is respectively we escapably excited TBH on and unless on note I am looking forward to season 2 of the Twisted Metal over on Peacock. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Video package. The fallout from last week's Casino Gauntlet match, including the Undisputed Era go what's that goal? Yeah, goal of win goal in AEW this year. So we go to commercial break. We cut backstage where Dusty Rhodes talks to Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is about to roll. They've been down in this business, but is behind Jeff Jarrett's dream of becoming world champion and standing aside with against me. Okay, where was I? It said, oh, it says, where was I? Oh yeah, here it is. It says commercial break. We cut back. We come back stage where Dustin Rhodes talks to Jeff Jarrett about the roads they between down in this business. He is behind Jeff Jarrett's dream of becoming the world champion and stands besides him against people like MJF. Back at ringside, Mariah May heads down to keep a close eye on our next match. Our first is this women's casino gauntlet match. It's Chris Statlander and the second participants as is Jamie Hayter, and this match gets underway. So we get for a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship at Grand Slam Australian Women's Casino Gauntlet match. Hey, this was fun. This was a fun casino match. All right, this was fun for what it was. Okay, all right. The two women circled the mat before locking up, neither getting the advantages in that as they trade strikes until Chris Statlander takes Jamie Hayter down with a shoulder tackle. Jamie Hayter gets back on her feet, fighting back until Chris Statlander takes her down with Saturday Night Forever. As the countdown reveals our next participants, Megan Bain. Jamie Hayter is out of the ring as Bane heads down the ramp, standing off against Chris Statlander before sending Chris Statlander in the corner for some shoulder strikes. She sends Chris Statlander to the corner before sent herself by the former TBS champion, who gets taken down with a flying clothesline by Bane. Okay, who drops Chris Statlander down hard for a cover, but Jamie Hayter breaks it up to save the match for herself. Bane goes after Jamie Hayter, who counters out as the countdown reveals our next participant, Julia Hart. Julia Hart has her eye on Jamie Hayter, who meets her on the ramp, and Trey strikes us. While Chris Statlander and Bang go at it on the floor as we go as we go to a commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, we hear. I'm sorry. Back from commercial break, we see Julia Hart fighting Jamie Hayter on the outside with Chris Statlander and Bang back in the ring. As the countdown reveals, our next participant is Willow Nightingale. She sent she sent to the corner, but Bang before joining Chris Statlander is taking the surprise intent down. The allies the alliance doesn't last. Um, long as Christiana goes after when I got after to be countdown next reveal. Tony Storm. We already knew Tony Storm was going to win. She that Tony rushes to the ring, taking whoever she can down with snapmares a plenty before Bane sends for a rookie on into the corner. Willow Nightingale takes Megan down before laying out um Julia Hart. Lays out Julia Hart. It says followed by a dive on Bane onto the outside with a smile before Megan fights back. But this comes to an end when Chris Chandler dives onto both of them. Then from the ramp back in the ring. Julia Hart sends Tony Storm to the outside before um turning her attention to Jamie Jamie Hayter. The pair go at it as the countdown reveals. Okay, Harley Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron goes on the attack in the corner before Jamie Hayter takes control, only to be rolled up by Harley before near fall. Jamie Hayter fights back with a hate breaker on Cameron, but Cameron ducks a side cider hater hater trade only to be hit hit with miss by Julia Hart. Julia Hart goes after Jamie Hayter, but is caught is cradled by Tony Storm. Okay, Tony Storm who gets the victory in the title shot. The winner by pinfall and face Mohamed for the title at Grand Slam Australia. Tony Storm. It's over for Mohamed. It is over. The champ looks pleased, and the champ looks pleased at facing this version of Tony Storm, who celebrates on the ramp as we goes to commercial break. Fun match here. I thought it did that feel a tad short, all things considered. Great bit of chaos through and a nice surprise in seeing Megan Bang showing up. But I also felt like Tony Storm was the sore call here to win the women's champion gauntlet. Still to come. It's a fun rematch from. Okay, let's move on. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside for our main event as Powerhouse Hobbs heads down the ramp for his rifle shot at the AEW World Championship. Out next is John Moxley, accompanied by a company. Where was I on it? It says accompanied by Maria Shafir as she comes into the building from the outside to head to ringside through the crowd. The champion stares down his challenger. Then outside before we go we go this much underway, but not before Pac and Claudio Cascanoli appear in in ringside. Okay, so we get the main event of the evening. So we get the AEW World Championship match. John Moxley defense against Powerhouse Hobbs. And this match right here, I ain't gonna lie, this was a good main event match. Okay, John Moxley gets Powerhouse Hobbs by surprise, laying into him with strikes in the corner. Powerhouse Hobbs responds by a big overhead suplex before sending the champ into the corner for a forearm strike of his own. He continues with a big chop to the chest, forcing John Moxley into a different corner before standing him to the ropes. John Moxley catches him with a kick, but is taken down by a powerhouse Hobbs shoulder tackle for his troubles. Okay, for his troubles. All right. Powerhouse Hobbs brings the champ back to outside, laying into him against the barricade before returning John Moxley to the ring. John Moxley fights back with a set of boots that eventually sends his challenger to the outside for a dive, sending Powerhouse Hobbs into the barricade. He brings the Powerhouse back into the ring, mounting up on him in the corner for some punches before running him down. And this gives Powerhouse Hobbs an opening to pick up the champ by driving him into the turnbuckle instead. Okay. Powerhouse Hobbs goes after the ear of John Moxley now, possibly trying to forcibly remove the champ earring, with which throws John Moxley off as he leaves the ring for a breather before we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. We're back from the commercial break. John Moxley has regained control as he takes Powerhouse House to canvas. Both men get to their feet and trade strikes before Powerhouse managed to power out Death Rider attempt to send the champ to the corner. John Moxley gets back up after a clothesline from Powerhouse House, only to be dropped down before the challenger sends him into the corner for some corner lariats. Who gets gets out of a power slam, and but Powerhouse Hobbs reverses out of a Death Rider for a big fall toward forward slam that gets gets him a 2 count. Powerhouse Hobbs hits a power slam, but John Moxley counters into a cross arm breaker that keeps the challenger grounded. Powerhouse Hobbs gets the ropes, gets to the ropes, forcing a break. Powerhouse Hobbs rolls out of the ring as John Moxley argues with the referee, allowing Yuta to sneak attack the Powerhouse with a bazooka knee. Powerhouse Hobbs is brought back into the ring, but the champ, but he gets dropped by drop. He gets dropped hard by Powerhouse Hobbs. John Moxley escapes a backbreaker attempt, sending Powerhouse Hobbs into the ropes as the referee is distracting from seeing Maria Shafir attacking him with a briefcase, only to only but only the Powerhouse Hobbs kicks out at a count from the champ. John Moxley has him with a Paragon shift, but it's not enough to keep him down. And the champ locks up victory as the referee calls for the bell. The winner by submission is still your AEW World Champion, John Moxley. With that match over, the Death Riders look to pick apart their powerhouse as they beat Powerhouse Hobbs. A chair comes into play, but the arrival of the rated FTR clears the ring as the Death Riders escapes through the crowd to bring the AEW Dynamite to a close. And good main event match, seemingly suffering from what I felt like too short at runtime, but I still like what both John Moxley and Powerhouse Hobbs brought to the table here. Finish felt slightly overcooked with the Death Riders involvement, but it's a good match. It's a good match. It's the same. All the same. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. I'm I'm gonna sit. I'm still a bit on the fence about Cope's involvement, aside from making a good way to even the numbers against the Death Riders in recent weeks. And worse, I say I look forward to Cope versus John Moxley, done and dusted before we move on. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Overall, a solid episode of AEW Dynamite with the Ring of Return, Kenny Omega being a highlight for sure. Enjoyed the matches for the most part, and as a quick aside, I'm glad we finally got some clearing on Grand Slam. Okay, Australia's broadcast, which officially take the place of take the place of what do you think of the Maximum Carnage edition of AEW Dynamite? Um, among on 150. All right, and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Let me get my opinion what I think about AEW. Now, hold on. Let me get my opinion what I think about AEW right here. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, AEW Dynamite was a solid show, but it had some good matches. So, I will give AEW Dynamite a 7 out of 10. That's all I gotta say. It was a solid show, but it had some good matches. But I give it a 7 out of 10. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review on highlights, please full watch the video from the beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. And I will make a YouTube short video showing everybody foolproof 1000% of my thumbnail twice in one video. So I will make a YouTube short about that. But tomorrow I will make a Twitch, and I cannot wait to come back on Twitch so I can just build a deeper community. That man on TikTok to join over there on Twitch as well. But I'll still be streaming live. I'm still gonna be going live on YouTube, but I don't know what time. So I will be going live tomorrow on YouTube, but I don't know what time. But I'm still gonna be playing Fortnite tomorrow. So yeah, so that's on the flip side. So anyway, um yeah, so tomorrow I will be going live. I will be going live on YouTube, but I don't know what time. If you guys see me going live on YouTube playing Fortnite, um, show up, come to my stream, just show up and stay with me from the beginning to the end, and don't leave my live stream, please. Cause I just know some when I go live on YouTube, like they speak to me. All my real ones speak to me, but I'm just saying to the newcomers, they come to my stream and don't say nothing, just get up and leave. So it is what it is. So I would not let that discourage me. But anyway, I will continue to grind on YouTube. But also, I cannot wait to come back on Twitch, man. So I'm so excited to come back on Twitch. I will be streaming Sparking Zero and Fortnite over there on Twitch. The same thing I do on YouTube for Sparking Zero and Fortnite. So that's all I gotta say. I'm so excited to make a second Twitch, come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I'll miss you guys on Twitch. But anyway, um, I know that TikTok is going to get banned, but I don't know if this is true or not. But I hope TikTok does not get banned. So that's all I gotta say. So we gotta save TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But anyway, enough of me yapping. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'll see you guys tonight at 4 o'clock a.m. For my world premiere of my AEW Dynamite review on Hindsight around 4 o'clock a.m. This your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. KFG crew, KFG Kings, KFG Club, Too Sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too Sweet. Gang. And let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of AEW Dynamite, because I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section what you guys think of AEW Dynamite. Stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Have a great night, guys. And don't let nobody tell you different.